Hello, team. Welcome to the trading trail. So, unfortunately, I basically missed a entire week of uploading videos. I was pretty sick, and then I also had family visiting. Went to go to my cousin's bat mitzvah. So, pretty busy week for me. Unfortunately, I did try and record some of my trades. I was able to study, but it's a little too late. Too little, too late to go back and record some of those videos because I missed them. But welcome to the Trading Trail. We are on the 21st day of the stock market being open this year, and this is the series where I go through and recap all of my trades. So we're going to go ahead and recap all of our trades from February 3rd, which was the 21st day of the market so far this year. So unfortunately, I was still recovering from the flu at this point, so I ended up waking up a little bit later than I would have liked to. On this day, there were some really nice, beautiful setups, especially early in the morning. And one of the setups that we like to attack is a 7 a.m. trade. And that's exactly what this guy is right here. So if you notice, 7 a.m. is this line right here on my chart. And a lot of volume starts to step in exactly at 7 in the morning. And that's what happened this day. So unfortunately, I missed this really nice trade. And of course, we can go ahead and highlight some of our areas. So we have this obvious downtrend placed from these areas. We have a resistance made up here, and also here. So going into this, you think a break and hold of this 6 level is going to show room to a 650. There was also room on the daily chart all the way up to the 8 area, and that's the exact move that ends up happening. So right here, we get a nice break, then the hold above the downtrend, and into 7 in the morning starts that next initial move higher. And then right at 7 in the morning, we have a break of this resistance, which then shows room to some larger resistances, especially with how fast volume started to step in. So this was REBN. This is a textbook, and I mean textbook trade into 7 in the morning. And unfortunately, again, I was very sick under the weather this morning, so I did not end up trading this one, even though it was a very textbook setup. Very, very textbook. Now, what I did end up trading was I tried BCTX, tried this one a little bit too early. This was a pretty big loss for me, mainly because I am guilty of over trading and using too large position sizing. Very, very guilty on that. Very. Now, the reason that I say that is because I had three buys in right here. So I was like trying to triple my position sizing because I knew that if the 10 EMA and the 5 held, we would then get that move right afterwards. Unfortunately, the 10 EMA and the 5 did not end up holding, so I had to close my position shortly after. Now, again, I'm just playing with too big position sizing, and again, this trade was a little too aggressive. So I'm really rushing my entries on this day. Now, I do end up making it all back on another trade, which was HCWB. Again, this area, completely rushing my entries. That's exactly what this is. So then, once we finally got a consolidated setup, because all of this action right here is it moving sideways above the 10 EMA on the 5. And then finally, when price finds support at the 10 EMA on the 5, and then starts to make that next extension higher. So what I should have been doing is looking to possibly buy right here as this resistance is taken out, or buy on the next break of the downtrend. And that's exactly what I end up doing. So buying at this break of the downtrend and then holding shares as the 10 EMA on the 1 holds. So holding shares here. And then I actually decided to add for the break of 95. And then I was scaling out massively up here above the $1 level. So this was a nice $500 winner on me. For me, I played most of it basically from an 88 resistance break from this resistance right here. I played most of it from that resistance, that flat top resistance made around the 88, 89 area. And then I was selling most of my shares above $1 up there. So very nice execution on HCWB. I do, and now of course, in hindsight, I do wish that these executions were a little bit better. Again, I'm building a habit of playing with too large position sizing, and I'm aware of it. So we really need to size down and pay a little bit more attention to our entries, especially if I want to play something that aggressively, kind of on that front side of the move, because the thought process right here was to get the break of the 615 resistance. So I was thinking we would get the break above 615 and start making that move up to our 655 right in this area. So right when price doesn't close above this key level, I should really be looking to sell my shares almost immediately. Because having this exposure over like 4 candles is a little bit too much in my opinion. And I'm starting to recognize that now because like this thought process here with this kind of shorter term scalping setup, I should be keeping it much tighter as long as the 10 on the 1 holds. When the candle wasn't able to close above the 615 and kind of actually set that alert active, that's when I really need to recognize that right when I notice that that candle's not going to close above our key level, the likelihood that the 10 EMA on the 1 to fail is very, very likely. And then also seeing how there's so much price movement here for price to come down and test the 10 EMA on the 5, that's too much price movement. That really is. Now, I think I end up selling like half, like right when price takes out these lower lows. So I know the sell looks like it's down here. I think I end up closing the position right there. So that's decent kind of risk management right there. Now, again, another thing that I'm not happy about are these buys. I was buying below VWAP, and basically, this is too early. It's almost impossible to actually trust this downtrend that I have placed here. So I have a downtrend placed from this high. I'd had one there, and then I also had one there. That's just too aggressive of a downtrend. I need some sideways movement. This is a way too aggressive of a downtrend to actually trust it down here. Now, my thought process down here was, you know what, I can add some shares when price is down here testing the 10 on the 5, and as long as the 10 on the 5 holds, that's when we should get that next extension. This is the right idea, but the wrong timing. I need to wait until I see some better signs of strength. And we didn't get those better signs of strength until we got the break and hold of VWAP and then the larger move. Now, unfortunately, after HCWB, I had such a roller coaster of a day because I was like minus 300, plus $400. I was just happy to be green on the day. I could have overstayed my welcome and kept trading for this day. But again, I was so sick this day, I just decided to go right back to sleep and paper trade the rest of the day when I woke up. And I think that was the right idea. I think I'm very happy with that decision. So finishing the day, $74 in the green. HCWB was my trade of the day. And I'm guilty of a few things today. Most importantly is rushing. This, for example, if I was calling this one out to the team, there's no way I would have the confidence to call this out to the team. So why am I trading it? I need to trade my own trade, and like me doing that, like I know I have the confidence to actually sit out on this trade. It's just for some reason I had FOMO, especially after that 7 a.m. move on REBN that I missed. Like I was like, I have to land the next one. I have to land the next one. The next support test of the 10.5, I'm getting in, and then it's gonna bounce right off that 10 on the 5. No, price is just chopping around right here. Wait for the trade to come to me. Don't overstay my welcome. So even here, the sell happening so far below the 10 on the 5, I should have been willing to cut it much earlier, and the fact that I had such large size, because again, I'm trading in cash account. So the motions of trading with settled funds kind of got the better of me. And I was like, you know what? I've got a big position size. I don't want to just waste these settled funds with a small loss. You know what? If price holds the 10 on the 5, or maybe wicks down and then the 5-minute candle makes a strong move back up. Again, that's just overthinking it and trying to come up with reasons to stay in my trade. I need to follow the plan, and right when the 10-5 fails, just get out. And don't use that much size. That's another big red flag. But regardless, very happy to finish the day green. I definitely could have kept trading this day, but again, when you're feeling under the weather and just want to, curl up in a ball with some blankets, you might have to do so. But that's been the trading trail number 21, and I will see you guys tomorrow for number 24. Adios, guys.